This is Jacob Cass, 2024. Gonna do my WWE Night of Champion preview and prediction. We're gonna talk about the matches on the card, and then we're gonna talk about SmackDown. We may talk about a little bit about NXT. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments section you want to see more. My video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by my favorite podcaster, JD from New York, Solomon the Sound Off, Good My Work Commentaries, Joe Coney, Fight for Pro Wrestling. Now this will be like an hour. I think I'll make it like an hour or 10 minutes. The live drink be like an hour and 10 minutes. It can be very quick. I might want to do it now. I'm doing it real late. It's like 11:30 now. Now SmackDown was pre-taped because they're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So it's going to be on pretty early tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. Because they have a different timeline over there. Now, I am trying to go to all these matches here. There wasn't that many matches. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, God damn it. I keep on forgetting. Hold on. Why the hell I keep on forgetting that? Who the fuck is on this show? Well, anyway, I can go on SmackDown then. Okay, so who else? Gotta make sure I go down here. Dexter Loomis. Who else am I missing? Gotta include him. I think it was Joe Gacy, wasn't it? Alright, that's Joe Gacy. Not sure they have Eric Rowan. I think Eric Rowan's on this game. I think with Joe Gacy. Uncle Howdy. Nikki Cross. Alright. Let me get that out the way. That's the only tag team. Now, I think there was only like 3 or 4 matches. Some matches I don't have the characters on here. Okay. Shouldn't the White Stick be on here? I might have forgot. So there goes that match. And then we got Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Wait. They have a last one standing. And she pulled to face Nia Jax. Now these were the 3 matches. Now they don't have Ray Phoenix on here. Now those were the three matches. You know what? I might as well just keep it like that. Might as well just talk about SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't that good. Actually, it sucked. Now, I hopefully this is the last time that SmackDown gonna be 3 hours. They said next week it's gonna be 2 hours, but it's gonna be a tape show. Monday Night Raw might be 2 hours, so that's gonna be a tape show as well. Thankfully, that SmackDown going back to 2 hours. This show wasn't that good. It felt kind of weird. It was a weird show. I don't know what it was, but nothing much really happened. Difference, if you forget what show, the only thing that mattered was the ending was CM Punk and John Cena. CM Punk coming out at the Dr. Thugonomics and ratting on John Cena. This show was hardly nothing entertaining. CM Punk rapped, dressed as John Cena. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton for the women's title in the last women's standing match. The match wasn't that good the last time they were in the ring. It was kind of slow, kind of boring. I don't think Nia Jax should be in last women's standing matches. These type of tips ain't no fit for Nia Jax. I was waiting for it to be over. Tiffany Stratton, she did retain and predicted Naomi T to cast in, but she wasn't going to cast in. I think they're saving that for SummerSlam for her to cast in. We did get the Street Profits versus the YSF for the tag team title. It ends in a disqualification. It ends in chaos because Fratium, DIY, everyone got involved. The YSF got no reaction. Crowd didn't give a shit. The YSF is getting less and less interested on TV. People here inside we didn't care about the tag team match. It wasn't special. We actually did get a what else happened on SmackDown? We got Aleister Black going after R-Truth. He gave R-Truth a black mask. R-Truth called out John Cena and said he wanted to deal with Cena, but he got to deal with Aleister Black. Now they teased it last week, and Aleister Black came out and hit the black mask on R-Truth. And then backstage, Aleister Black was also in a confrontation with Damian Priest. That they could be teasing. And then we saw Carmelo Hayes confront Damian Priest, so we don't know what's going on there. We might not see Damian Priest go after the U.S. title from Jacob Fatu. Fatu got to deal with Solo. So, yeah. So they could be setting that up. We also got Ray Phoenix and Andrade versus DIY. Pretty sure DIY got the victory. Ray Phoenix has been off TV for a while. He's not being pushed. Same to Andrade. He's not doing anything. There's nothing tag team. DIY got the victory, obviously. Naomi came out. She did warn Asuka and Jade Cargill that she's gonna tease the cast in. We got a backstage segment with R-Truth demand they want John Cena. He told Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce that. I don't know what we're doing with R-Truth, but clearly they're teasing that. They might do that at a Saturday Night main event since it's in a couple of weeks. It's on July 12th. We could get the match again. Hopefully a much better match. Also, we got Julia. She won the Women's U.S. Champion. She finally beat Zelina Vega. Thank God. Zelina Vega had one of the worst title reigns in WWE history. One of the worst U.S. champions of all time. Her match, she wasn't getting over. She was fucking boring. Crowd gave her no reaction. She wasn't doing anything with the title. She only won it because they wanted to give her a moment that, her husband's back in the company. She won a championship. Didn't reign with it. She was a transitional champion. Thank God that Julia won it. I'm hoping that Julia can be booked a lot better. She's also someone new on the main roster. She got to SmackDown. Hopefully they know what we're doing with Julia. Now, we did get a match with Jimmy Uso and Jason Mateo. And the first couple of seconds, 90 seconds into it, a commercial break. Then there was a couple of commercial breaks that kind of ruined it. Jason Mateo beat Jimmy. And then Solo came out, tried to convince Jimmy to join him. Jimmy smacked them. They beat up Jimmy. Jason Mateo and Solo, and then Jacob Fatu came out to save Jimmy. Now clearly they're setting up something the Night Champions. We will talk about that later on. Now the show opened up with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Apparently some people told me there was a 30-minute delay where the show was stopped. I think it cut to black or something. So I get they meant what they're about to do with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Clearly something about to happen here. We know what's about to happen. But yeah, not much on SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't that good. Yeah, this match ended in a DQ, obviously. Well, might as well just talk about the pay-per-view. What the hell? I don't know why I can't edit some of these matches. What the hell? What in the hell? What the? Now, I might as well go to 6 matches. Now, obviously, King and Queen in the ring, but they don't have Night Champions on here, so I have to call it Night Champions. I'm gonna go to the matches for Night Champion tomorrow night. Gonna put these matches on. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Some of these I can't delete. Pretty sure the math was I have to call it Dreamwalk and yeah. I don't know why I can't change it. Why can't I use the woman? What the hell? What in the hell? I don't know why I can't skip it. I don't know what the hell going on here. You know, I don't know what's going on here, but for some reason, oh, this has to be a glitch because modify math. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know what's going on here. It won't let me. I'm trying to go through all these matches here, but it won't let me. Is something going on here with this? Because I don't know. Okay, hold on a second. I don't know why it won't let me skip. What in the hell is going on here? It won't let me skip. I can't like change. Oh, come on now with this crap. Okay, hold on a second. I don't know what the hell going on over here. Wait, I'm not sure I can do anything, man. I'm trying to go through all these matches here, but wow, you gotta be kidding me. I can't do anything here. It won't let me skip. Don't tell me I gotta do this shit over again. You know what? You know what? You know what? Hold on a second. I don't know what the hell going on here. I don't know what the hell going on here. You know what? Screw it. You know what? Screw it. I don't know what the hell going on here. I don't know why it wouldn't let me show the message, but you know what? Screw it. Screw it. I might be able to do it on here then. I don't know what's going on here, but might be able to show y'all some of the messages. Cause anyway, like I said, tomorrow in the afternoon here in the States is Night Champion 2025. Only 6 matches are on the card. I might as well go through the first match. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Now, this match was added on Monday Night Raw because we actually lost one match. We were going to get Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title, but Dominic is hurt. Dominic has an injury. Don't know how serious it is, but or maybe because he won't be in Saudi Arabia, maybe because he's injured, we don't know, but Dominic will not be competing in Saudi Arabia. Which that does suck. He won't defend the IC title. So that's why we added this match at the last minute. Rhea and Raquel, that was added on the last minute based on the brawl that we got on Raw this week. So they added this match. Now these two have been feuding since last year. Now Liv, she's out with an injury. Raquel Rodriguez, she's still holding the women's tag team titles. Don't know why, if she still have them. But showed you how worthless and irrelevant those titles are. We don't know they're gonna eliminate the titles, or maybe Roxanne might be champion holder. We won't know, but they gotta do something because she's one half of the women's tag team champions. Now, who I think gonna win? I'm kind of debating. I'm pretty sure Rhea gonna win. She'll beat Raquel. Maybe Roxanne might come in and help her. We won't know, but I'm gonna go with Rhea. Here, I might go with Karrion Kross. I don't know. Maybe Sami Zayn. I want to see Kross be put. This is the first time that Karrion Kross is on a PLE in like 3 years. Last time he was on a PLE in a one-on-one match was against Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewels. If you want to count WrestleMania last year in the 6-man tag with him in the Final Testament against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. That was the last time he was on pay-per-view. But for a singles match on a PLE, it was Drew McIntyre 3 years ago. And I'm glad that Karrion Kross is being a puss. He's on a pay-per-view. He's in the storyline with Sami Zayn, just a filler feud. I'm pretty sure Karrion Kross had to win here, and he want to build him up. I don't think Sami Zayn needs it. I think Sami will be fine. But that's just my opinion. So my pick is obviously Karrion Kross, and Rhea Ripley will win that. Damn it, I forgot. Hold on. Hold on for a second. Oh wait, damn it. Alright. Like we're going to Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. That when he was tribal chief. Alright. Now we got for the United States Championship. We got Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu defending the U.S. Championship. Oh wait, I meant to add that for the title. My bad. Fatu's championship. Who I think gonna win it? I'm a little torn on this one. If it's either Jacob could retain. If Solo win, it's gonna be helped by Hikuleo. Hikuleo is he's already with the company signed last year. There's been reports that he's in Saudi Arabia. He's been doing dark match on SmackDown, so he might get involved and screw over Jacob and help Solo. We could see Solo win his first single championship on the main roster, and then it could lead to Fatu winning it back at SummerSlam. Now they also teased Damian Priest to be in the fold. We won't know. We have to wait. If Solo win, we'll get the debut of Hikuleo. We got Jason Mateo that made a debut. Now we know the Bloodline story is going to continue. I wonder how many fans are interested in the Bloodline story. Do you guys care about the story with Solo and Jacob and Jason Mateo? We could get Hikuleo. Hopefully we see Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa come back. Tonga Loa been out since Survivor Series. And Tama Tonga been out for a few months now. Hopefully they come back. And we see what happens. Maybe we'll see Jimmy get involved. We will have to wait and see. But I'm going to go with Solo if we see Hikuleo show up. If not, then maybe Jacob Fatu might retain. We will have to wait and see. Alright. Now, for the Queen of the Ring finals with Jade Cargill and Asuka. Now, who I think gonna win it? Obviously, gonna be Jade. Asuka could win it. I'm kind of 50-50 on this. I think a lot of people are. I think the tournaments have been very, very good. If Asuka wins, she'll face Io Sky. A lot of people talked about seeing that match, and that'll be a great match. Io Sky needs an opponent she had no one to feud with. Now, who's he gonna feud with? Maybe Rhea or Wasan. But I do think that, Jade had the story with Naomi and Bianca. We could do Jade and Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi could cast in, take her moment. If Bianca's involved, she could turn heel. I know people talk about her. Bianca turned heel on Jade, take her moment. They could rehab what we did with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam when he beat John Cena and they got screwed over by Triple H and Randy Orton. We could see at the time for the woman, and they could build a storyline. Jade will be the babyface, and Naomi the heel, Bianca the heel, and Jade could be chasing, trying to get the title. Now again, Jade the babyface, Tiffany is obviously a babyface. That's a big match. That's a good match. I mean, Jade probably gonna win and get screwed over. That's what I'm predicting. If not, we could see Asuka and Io Sky. Now I'm not sure who's gonna win that. Does Asuka need to be champion, or is Io gonna retain? or we could see Rhea or Roxanne get involved. We actually won't know. So I'm torn on this. But I don't see Jade losing or anything. But I'm gonna go with Jade. I think they're setting that up. I think they have to be. I think that's the storyline. Jade thinks he's gonna get her moment, and Naomi gonna take him from her, and then maybe we'll get the reveal that Bianca was the one that told Naomi to attack her, take her out in November. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm gonna go with Jade for the win. As for the men's King of the Ring finals, we got Cody Rhodes. Oh wait, hold on. Alright. Alright, hold on. Wait, I have to go to Raw, damn it. Gotta go to Raw. Alright. I gotta go to Monday Night Raw. Alright, now let me go back. Now I can talk about Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I'm gonna go to my predictions on this match. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Two former friends, two buddies who were part of Legacy. These guys have a lot of history, a lot of story. This is the first time that we're getting this. Since Cody came back in the company, first time we're seeing him and Randy is a match that people are wanting to see. I know some people think, is it storyline wasted? Is it being rushed? No, this is the start of the potential big feud between Cody and Randy. This is the start of Randy Orton possibly turned heel on Cody Rhodes, and they're going to feud whenever Cody wins back the title from Cena. It should be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. With the build a little bit better. Obviously, Cody Rhodes is going to win. Because Cody Rhodes had to get back at John Cena. Got a main event SummerSlam face John Cena for the title. Now, how's he going to win? Is it going to be clean? Is it going to be a screwy finish like last year? And it's going to lead to a potential rematch? And then we'll see Orton turn heel? That's what I think is going to happen. Cody Rhodes is going to win. He'll face John Cena at SummerSlam. And when he wins the title back, then we can start building to Cody and Randy. It's a long-term feud for at least like maybe 4 months or 5 months. That's also a potential WrestleMania match where Cody Rhodes should win. They have a lot of history, a lot of story. I mean, Randy Orton was Cody Rhodes' first opponent since he came to the company. They were part of Legacy. There's so much history between these two and Triple H's. It should be a very good match. I'm kind of worried of who's gonna win. Is it gonna be clean? Let me know in the comments section. What do you guys think? Who's gonna win? Is it Cody Rhodes? Is it Randy Orton? Now we can go into the main event. Now let's talk about John Cena. Hold on. Oh wait, hold on a second. I gotta make sure I get this math right. Oh wait. Hold on. Gotta make sure I get this math right. CM Punk. Oh, we got CM Punk already. Hold on. Well, John Cena. CM Punk. We already got CM Punk. So I'll make sure I get this. Alright. Now I can go through this map. Oh, what's my man? CM Punk and John Cena for the WWE Championship. Now, this is the match that people would expect to see at SummerSlam, but they're watching it. We're getting it at Night of Champions tomorrow in Saudi Arabia. It does feel worse, but it's pretty clear John Cena ain't gonna win because John Cena ain't gonna face Cody Rhodes. They're gonna continue their feud. Now, this is the first time in a while that CM Punk can be in Saudi Arabia. After all the beef he said about Saudi Arabia, he did apologize during the kickoff show earlier today. So, the build had been great. The promo back and forth. Last week we had John Cena cut his own miniature version of CM Punk pipe bomb, and what we saw on SmackDown tonight. CM Punk came out at the Dr. Thuganomics Cena. It was pretty much Punk life, and he cut a very similar promo. That was very good. The build had been good. The promo work had been good. It should be a very good match. I hope it's not. I hope it's very good. It might be slow, but I hope it picks up. I'm curious how John Cena's gonna win it. If we'll see Seth Rollins cash in, we know Seth's not gonna win the title. It's a failed cash in. He'll try to screw Punk. We might get the return of Roman Reigns. We didn't see Seth on SmackDown, but I don't know if he's in Saudi Arabia or not, or they just saving it as a surprise. But if Seth teases a cash in, he's not winning the title. No way, he's not winning the title. It's gonna be either Roman Reigns that's gonna get involved, or who else is gonna get involved? Penta? That makes no sense. Roman Reigns makes sense to get involved, but I think we all know John Cena is gonna retain. He'll face Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam for the WWE title, and Cody will get the belt back. I don't know what Punk does going to SummerSlam, wherever he goes after Rollins again. I think they might bounce back to that. Only reason why Punk can't smack them was to do this feud. Once the feud is over, where did Punk go? Is he gonna go back to feuding with Seth Rollins? We won't know. But I think after Night Champion, John Cena might go back to facing R-Truth at the Saturday Night main event, and then he'll face Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam because Cody's gonna beat Randy. After CM Punk, he'll be back on Raw to feud with Seth Rollins in a group that still doesn't have a name yet. Hopefully we get to return to Roman Reigns. Reigns might get involved. When did Reigns come back? We won't know. So I'm a little worried how this match gonna end. So these are all 6 matches for Night of Champions tomorrow. I can't wait. Only 2 titles are defended on this show. Now let me know in the comments section, hit that like button. How you guys like this video? Let me know you guys want to see more. Now I will do a live stream tomorrow, so I will watch the pay-per-view. I'm gonna go through all these matches. Let me make sure you guys hit that like button. Now I'm gonna show y'all the podcasters that did their review tonight. We got Fightful, we got JD from New York, we got Salamonster, and we got Good My Work commentary. Alright, so let's see. Who else was on here, man? Hold on. Let me, I'm able to show you JD from New York. CM Punk apologized to fans in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, turns out there's way more going on with these Windows Copilot Plus PCs than you might think.
Alright.
I'm wondering with Microsoft to show you what actually makes these different.
Show y'all some podcasters here.
So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but Monday Night Raw is 6 p.m. on Monday. Again, that's another oddity thrown at us. So we may be going live at, I would say, I'll let you guys know. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. That's right in the middle of dinner time. It's really fucked up how they do this to everybody, but not everybody's a streamer like me and some others in the community, so I'll figure it out. I may actually wait to go live at 10 o'clock or 10:30, whatever the case may be, and I'll just take it from there. So I'll let you guys know on that. But a lot of different time issues and a lot of different things coming our way the next week. I will keep you guys updated the best I can on social media, so please make sure you're following me over there. As for the show tonight, minus the 30 minutes that I had to sit through on a VPN watching this show on a Canadian server at 1 p.m., Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton came out, and then all of a sudden, before they even said anything of importance, the show goes dead. They had no feed for 30 minutes, and I had to sit there and watch commercials and commercials, or one long commercial with that annoying "We'll Be Right Back" song that they play on the Netflix stream. I don't know what was going on. I was fearing for my life at that point. I'm like, they're going to really make me watch this shit at 8 p.m. Eastern time and come live at 11 o'clock. Thank God it came back. They didn't really come back to much of anything important because we came right back into a big Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo match. But man, that first 30 minutes of SmackDown got abruptly cut off. I got the latest on that and what happened there. Fightful was quick with the report on that, so we'll touch upon that. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, I don't know if they're going to refilm the segment that they obviously didn't get through tonight. I don't know if they're going to refilm it and then splice it into the actual program for the United States feed at 8 o'clock on the USA Network. I have no idea. But it was riddled with technical difficulties, and even after they got back, it really wasn't much better. Honestly, this was a lame duck show. Crowd was excited for some of it. They were dead for some of it. They got excited for some of it again. They were excited for the big stars. They were excited for Cody and Randy and John Cena and CM Punk. They did not care about everything else in between. Lame duck show from Saudi Arabia, which is why I say these shows don't really feel important whatsoever. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom. John Cena and CM Punk had a great close to Friday Night SmackDown last week where John Cena reenacted CM Punk's pipe bomb promo 14 years ago. I thought that was a great segment. I thought it was fucking fantastic. Some people called it the greatest promo that John Cena's ever cut. I don't think that's the case. I think people are really
We seen better from John Cena.
overcompensating there. A lot of people tend to think everything that's new is the best thing ever. No. I can't even remember John Cena's best promo ever, but that was not it. Was it the greatest segment ever? No. No, it was not. It fit the bill, it fit the narrative, it fit the story that they are telling here with John Cena and CM Punk. They both seem to be having a great time working together, and it's only 3 weeks. I'm actually going to sound a little selfish here. I really feel like this should be done at SummerSlam. I'm going to sound selfish again. I honestly feel we had more time for this to develop. 3 weeks seems very hastily done. 3 weeks seems like not enough time. I don't know if they're going to go back to it, but my sources say no. Looks like John Cena's moving on to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and CM Punk, I don't know what CM Punk does. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Gunther, we don't know. We don't know where CM Punk goes. Tonight, CM Punk revived the Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena. Comes out and rebrands himself as Punkonomics. The Doctor of Punkonomics. CM Punk. No drugs. He's out there rapping lines to John Cena. Basically, tit for tat. Cena stole his promo. Punk stole Cena's gimmick. Last week it was Cena's pipe bomb. This week it was a CM Punk burial, courtesy of the Doctor of Punkonomics. I thought that was great. You can just tell that they're really having a great time going back and forth and reliving the classics, and it's just everything that they've done has been absolutely spot on perfect. This is why I say 3 weeks for this build is not anywhere close to being enough. I would really love to see a few more weeks of build as we head into SummerSlam, but they needed this match done here. They used his defiance about going to Saudi Arabia as a storyline aspect to this build, and it's worked out great. I think it's worked out perfectly. Now, the match itself, we may end up disappointed with the match itself, but the 3 weeks of build that we got have been fucking fantastic, and I honestly think when the bell rings and this feud is over and we start moving on to SummerSlam, I do think that the 3 weeks of build that we got will probably be better than the match itself. But I'm not going to count them out yet. CM Punk has been relatively great since coming back to the WWE. He hasn't had a bad match since coming back to the WWE. I do think that he's been able to pull out something from John Cena that others so far this year have not been able to pull out.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to cross over into the in-ring aspect of this feud.
Yeah.
Punk is somebody I'm not going to doubt. If the match sucks, and we'll talk about it on Saturday afternoon. But I'm not going to doubt him before he gets into the ring. I'm not going to doubt him before the bell rings.
Granger knows that if you're a lineman in charge of keeping
My bad, do
on,
the commercial.
you go to great lengths.
I'm going to doubt him before he gets into the ring. I'm not going to doubt him before the bell rings. We know John Cena has been rough around the edges. This is the best that we've seen of John Cena so far. Hopefully that translates in the ring tomorrow afternoon at Night of Champions. But the last 2 weeks, they nailed both go-home segments. Very happy with what we got. We got a new United States Women's Champion. Zelina Vega is no more. And one of the worst title reigns of the modern era is over. Julia is the new Women's United States Champion, and it could not have come at a better time going into SummerSlam, and it could not be on a woman that is any better for the role right now. Zelina Vega was not working out. Zelina Vega was not getting any reaction. Zelina Vega is not very good in the ring. She's downright miserable.
Exactly.
The United States Championship has suffered enough. Hopefully WWE can now start building Julia as a threat in the middle of the card and start putting some prestige back into the United States Championship.
Even though there
It
was none.
never really had any prestige to begin with because it was dead on arrival. But hopefully she can start resuscitating that championship and making it feel somewhat worthy in the middle of the women's division. We had a women's tag, not a women's tag team match. We had a men's tag team match, tag team title match. The Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six. I am sick of the no reaction and boredom that I feel during a Wyatt match.
Yeah, me too.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, me too.
Legitimately, nobody cared. And it ended up in a disqualification.
That was lame.
I don't know what the Wyatt's deal is. I don't know what fans are feeling about the Wyatts, but by the sound, from a very over-enthusiastic Saudi Arabia crowd on most times they're here, they couldn't even be bothered to fucking care. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Last woman standing match for the WWE Women's Championship. I will say this was not anywhere close to the last match that they had together for the Women's Championship. I felt like I was watching a match in ultra super duper slow motion. Maybe putting Nia Jax in a last woman standing match is not such a good idea. I swear to God, man, I could not wait for it to be over. Naomi teased the cash-in. I knew it wasn't going to be a cash-in. I'm sticking with my guns on Naomi cashing in at SummerSlam, and I feel like we will get a heel turn for Bianca Belair. We'll talk about all that today right here on Off the Script tonight for the SmackDown post on Friday, your June 27, 2025. We are sponsored by our great friends over at Magic Mind. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. Make sure you guys use our unique link sent to the ring by Uncle Howdy. He enters the ring, he gets taken microphone. I don't have everything transcribed, so if I miss some lines, I apologize, but it is definitely well worth your time to watch this segment by itself on WWE Tonight, USA Network, or if they upload the clip and the segment in full on their YouTube. This was fucking great. Punk didn't really rap, but he put together lines that rhymed, and he was shooting his shit at John Cena. Because John Cena last week basically lifted and reenacted CM Punk's pipe bomb promo. Yo, check it. This is basic punkonomics. Punk talked about how he was stealing word life. Punk called Cena a Timu Macklemore with a Mackless rhythm, and that he's buried more talent than The Undertaker. Punk said if Cena never ate his vitamins or fixed his bald spot, he'd be a Boston Mall cop. He called Cena a fish belly white Hulk Hogan, but somehow more problematic. It should be noted that Punk was speaking in a, if I could say for a better term, a very white guy version of a rap. Basically, where Cena could rap, Punk cannot. I still thought it hit on all the notes. Punk said that in 6 months, Cena might be a superhero, but he's washing his underwear for James Gunn. But he'll always be the Marine to him. We all see you, and we're looking at a washed-up bum, said Punk, who then called Cena a leech, a phony, and an ass-kiss. Punk said that tomorrow, there was one more wish to make, because Cena was the Drake to Punk's Kendrick Lamar. He dropped the microphone, show ended abruptly, or at least appeared to, because the producers, I guess they forgot to put the credits on the screen. I watched something that I thought was going to continue this segment, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black. I thought this was fantastic. I thought this was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great too. Hold on, there's a commercial here.
I thought this was great. It was only natural, and I'm probably shooting in the dark here, but I feel like they were on the plane to Saudi and they were going over. They had a long flight over there, bro. So Punk and Cena probably sat. How could we one up what we did last week? You took my pipe bomb. How about I take Doctor of Punkonomics? And they penned the promo last night on the plane. Like I said in the beginning, 2 weeks, 3 weeks is not enough, man. I feel like, I don't want to sound selfish, because we're getting it, and I love what we got so far in 3 weeks. But man, I'd love to see this go on longer. I'd love to see it continue on into SummerSlam. But I know that's not the direction that we're going into SummerSlam. We're getting Cena and Cody, unfortunately. Where Punk sits on the SummerSlam card, I don't know. But for the last 3 weeks, the promos, the face-to-face that we got the first night, that first week, great. And then we got the pipe bomb. And then we got this. I mean, they hit on everything that you need to make a match feel special. The build is probably going to be better than the match. But again, I'm not counting out Punk, because Punk has delivered every time he's been in the ring. And if there's anybody that could bring Cena to a great match, I do believe it will be CM Punk this run. I do. The Randy match was fine. They hit on all the top key notes in that match. They filled it with a bunch of smoke and mirrors. But I do think Punk is actually going to bring Cena out of his shell, and I do think it's going to be a very good showing. I loved everything they've done. Night of Champions seems like a very inconsequential card. It feels like a very unimportant card outside of 2 matches. Cody and Randy, which I feel is very predictable, and Punk and Cena. We don't know If Rollins is in the building, we don't know if Rollins is going to cash in. We got a lot of different ways to look at this. The match is not ending clean, I'll tell you that. How it's going to end, that's what I'm looking forward to. Will we see Seth? Will we see Roman? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to find out, but Night of Champions, it should be an entertaining afternoon. I'm not overly thrilled with the entire card, but I'm excited for CM Punk and John Cena. It's the last time ever. We might not get them crossing paths after this weekend, and we've gotten 3 weeks, and it's been the best 3 weeks in the entire John Cena heel run so far. It's the first time in his heel run since March 1st, where he initially turned on Cody with The Rock at the Elimination Chamber, that we finally felt John Cena's heel turn. And Punk is the guy to bring it out of him.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers.
Thanks. With a donation, like you would. With brass knuckle, which is not ending clean, I'll tell you that. However, booze continued once the music stopped. I appreciate you all very much, man. On social media, at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe.
Alright, now let me show y'all the other podcasters. I can show y'all the Salamonster. Now let's see what he had to say about this. Now his live stream was pretty quick.
That one screen, we'll be back after these messages. Only they never came back. Or at least they did eventually come back, but not for over half an hour. And I did not get to see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton have their face-off on this show. Marquand says, Lance Storm approves you, Salamonster. I hope Lance is one of my favorite Canadian citizens. So I would hope he approves me. Yeah, this was a very weird show because the feed went out and took away what may have been one of the better segments on the show. When they came back, they just moved on. And the segment in the building actually didn't happen unless they did something after they went off the air. So they could splice it into the USA Network feed, which is airing later on at 8 o'clock. They just sent them to the back after a while, and the show moved on. So that was a hell of a way to kick off SmackDown here. They open with Cody and Randy, but they close with John Cena and CM Punk. And to just illustrate to you how weird this episode of SmackDown was, after everything I just said, right? This is the image that we got in the closing segment on SmackDown tonight. This is a real image, okay? This is not AI generated. This is CM Punk dressed up as the Doctor of Thugonomics, or as they were calling him here on the show, the Doctor of...
They go with me wherever I go. All apply. Peace of mind, always. It's so simple.
Join our leaderboard competition for the chance to...
God damn it, hold on. Nobody damn commercials.
Doctor of Punkonomics. I feel like this would be one of those Duff's Vids or Sidro jokes that they drop. And then I would play this sound effect. It's always a little you suck there at the end that gets me. I'm looking at this and like my jaw drops as I see this. But he was giving it back to John Cena after John Cena stole his pipe bomb on the show last week. This was CM Punk's revenge here. He was going to come out and mock John Cena and dress up as John Cena from his Word Life phase over 20 years ago. If I tell you how ridiculous this man looked walking out here, I had a good laugh. I have to say this. I was entertained. Maybe not in the way that they intended for me to be entertained. I was entertained in a so bad it's good kind of way when I saw him walk out dressed up like this. But this is what they had in store when it came to the final ever face-off between John Cena and CM Punk. That's what we had here in the closing segment on the show. Now we move ahead to tomorrow, where they will wrestle one last time, for the WWE Championship. We had a last woman standing match. I still can't get over that image. Punk in the backwards ball cap and, word life. My God, he had quite a week, and we'll get back to Punk here in a second. But we had a last woman standing match on this show for the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton putting her title on the line against Nia Jax. I thought there would be a Money in the Bank cash, and I really did. I thought there was a real good shot at it. They certainly teased the hell out of it. Once they flat out mentioned the possibility earlier in the show, I knew it was dead. Once they said it, I knew it wasn't going to happen, and I knew that in hour one. But coming into the show, I thought there was a chance. We did not get a cash-in tonight. It was never official. She tried to, but it was never made
Don't
official.
lie.
The bell never rang. Tiffany Stratton is still your WWE Women's Champion with her win over Nia Jax. We also had a WWE Tag Team title match with the Street Profits defending their titles against the Wyatt Six. And we have a new United States champion on the women's side. I think we're going to have a new United States champion on the men's side tomorrow as well. We have a brand new women's United States champion in the form of Julia, who wins her first main roster title with a win over Zelina Vega here on this show. But I'm sort of burying the lead here. I'm telling you all these different things that happened on the show tonight, and I'm leaving out the most important part, which is that it was confirmed. Now, there's been a lot of rumor, and will they or won't they? Is SmackDown going to go back to 2 hours? Oh, no, wait, it might stay 3 hours. I saw Meltzer now the other night. Oh, I'm hearing it might stay at 3 hours. Yeah, good job there. So we're hearing all these different reports. I thought it was supposed to go back to 2 hours on June 6th. It didn't. Then we were hearing stuff about Independence Day next week. We can wonder no more. We can wonder no more because Michael Cole flat out told us, he confirmed here on the television show, multiple times here, I say tonight, it's still the afternoon, but we'll say tonight, that next Friday, SmackDown returns to 2 hours. But not only does SmackDown return to 2 hours next week, SmackDown reverts back to 2 hours next Friday, and each and every Friday thereafter. That is an appropriate chant. Had they piped that into the building, I would have been very disappointed if the fans didn't break into a yes chant. They may not break into a yes chant. I'll break into a yes chant. It's about fucking time that this show goes back to 2 hours, especially after the show that they gave us here. Frankly, even with the outage, without the outage, this was not a good show. This was not a good show. It had its moments, but certainly at 3 hours, or 2.5, I guess. If you forget the first 30 minutes, that didn't happen. I didn't like this episode, and this just illustrated to me why I am so happy that this show is going back to 2 hours. And going back to 2 hours in and of itself doesn't automatically mean that SmackDown's going to be great every single week, but it's a step in the right direction, right? Baby steps. It's a step in the right direction. This show, I mean, this was a struggle, okay, to sit through this show. And it's not even like it's all that late. I'm watching the show. I'm watching wrestling in the middle of the day, and it was a struggle to get through this show. But yes, we don't have to wonder anymore. SmackDown next Friday, back to 2 hours. My prayers have been answered by the wrestling gods. Now, I mentioned CM Punk. He had a very eventful day. He had a very eventful trip so far in Saudi Arabia, and we're not even at Night of Champions yet. Forget the image I showed you earlier of what he did on the actual show. CM Punk, the big news of the day is that CM Punk apologized to the fans in Saudi Arabia for past comments that he made that upset a lot of people and upset other people as well when they found out that he was going to Saudi Arabia, and they called him a hypocrite, corporate punk, Mr. TKO. So they had a kickoff event for Night of Champions earlier today. And when he came out on stage, he got a mostly negative reaction from the fans that were in attendance there. And one of the fans in the crowd was a gentleman by the name of Muhammad, who asked Punk to apologize for his 2020 tweet where he told The Miz, this was after The Miz made a very tongue-in-cheek comment on that old WWE backstage show on Fox Sports. And Punk responded in a totally rational way, of course, by going on Twitter at the time and quote tweeting the clip and saying, and I quote, telling The Miz to go suck a blood-covered dick, I think is what it was, a blood-covered dick in Saudi Arabia. I believe is how he phrased the tweet at the time. Which, considering what Miz had to say on the show, was certainly not a response that was warranted. I mean, that was a little over the top, I would say. And Miz had always considered Punk a friend, and obviously at that point, Miz is probably thinking to himself, what the hell did I do, right? But Punk was just man of the world for many years. And there were many friends he had in WWE that he fell out of touch with, in the years after he left the company. So Punk responded to this at the press conference, and he said, I woke up and I was crabby, and I wrote a mean tweet to The Miz, and I apologized to The Miz, and, sir, what's your name? The guy told him, he said, Muhammad, I sincerely apologize to you, and I love Saudi Arabia. And it was unbelievable, because when this man came out, he was booed. After he apologized, they started chanting his name. It's like a switch got flipped. And just like that, CM Punk won over all the fans, and maybe not all of them, but most of the fans at the event anyway, in Riyadh. Now, it's worth noting, Punk did apologize to The Miz privately. Remember when he popped up backstage 2 years ago? His promo at the event, he did go over to Muhammad and he spoke privately. Really is, of all the things that we could bitch about and complain about, I'm sorry, it's not a big deal to me. It really isn't. It's not a big deal to me. There's no reason to get overly upset about the whole thing. If you believe that CM Punk is a hypocrite and you want to call him a hypocrite for backtracking on what you feel he believes in, that's your right to do so. You are absolutely. So this whole fiasco, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't, color my at that point. They weren't saying anything and they were trying to gather themselves. Solo Sikoa in winning the United States Championship from Jacob Fatu, and I'm standing by that. It is also possible, though, that Jimmy Uso will factor into this match in some way, because this is the second week in a row now that we have had some interaction between Jacob and Jimmy. And actually, there was another one later in the show. But the second week in a row that we've had a bit of a tense face-off or stand-down between these two men, so I would expect Jimmy to be involved in some form or fashion. I don't think he's going to suddenly go heel and link up with Solo. But I do think that Solo is going to get some new muscle. And that they're going to do a title change. And they should do a title change. And then just have Jacob fight to get the belt back. Otherwise, if you just have him go in there tomorrow and beat Solo, this is over. And I don't get the impression that they're ready to be done with this yet.
For just $10.99.
Yeah, I agree.
Topping Parmesan stuffed crust pizzas. Only at Domino's.
Dick's Epic 4th of July sale is on. Take 20% off bog bags and igloo coolers. 25% off.
Solo, this is over. And I don't get the impression that they're ready to be done with this yet. Backstage, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, they were speaking with the other tag teams in the division. So we had Johnny Gargano and Fraxium, rather. Los Garza, Motor City Machine Guns were all in the back. Ciampa told the other teams that if the Wyatt Six win the tag team titles tonight, none of the other teams would have a chance to win the titles for the foreseeable future. What a vote of confidence in not only the other tag teams in this division, but even in themselves. There's nothing we could do to fight off the Wyatt Six. These men are insurmountable. It's just impossible. If they win the championships, we may as well just pack up and leave and go to AEW. What a vote of confidence here. So Nick Aldis showed up and said, what's the commotion about here? Ciampa continued to rant and rave her friend, but it wouldn't hurt to be on the same page. She said Charlotte should think of them as allies of convenience. Tiffany was able to win the match here. She retains her title, so there was no cash-in. And I thought that there was a really good chance we were going to get one here. They didn't do it. The match itself was nothing to write home about. I was actually disappointed. I was expecting a little bit more here from this match. It was your standard, WWE Extreme Rules match. You had tables, and you had chairs, and you had kendo sticks. Basically, what you saw here is what you're going to get tomorrow at Night of Champions between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. They're having a street fight. So the only difference is you'll have pinfalls and submissions in that match. You didn't have that here. Otherwise, basically, we're getting the same match tomorrow. Hopefully it's better than this. I mean, this wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. I was expecting more out of this, and I didn't get it. But at least this feud now between Tiffany and Nia has come to an end. For the love of God, I hope it's over. I mean, it's been going on long enough. It needs to be over. Nia has had some pretty good TV matches over the past year. I don't think this one was on the same level with those. It was fine, but it wasn't on the same level. And then they closed the show. The final 3 hours SmackDown, which really wasn't 3 hours because of the outage. It was more like 2.5 hours. But the final 3 hours SmackDown, may it rest in piss, ended with John Cena and CM Punk. This was their final face-off before their WWE Championship match, their final championship match tomorrow at Night of Champions. Cena comes out. As soon as they hit his music, huge reaction. Huge reaction, loud John Cena sucks chants as he came down to the ring. Cena told everyone, Riyadh, I have to say it in the accent that he's at, Boston. This was not the final face-off that I was expecting from these two. They really built this up as this is it, right? We're going into what we presume is their final match at Night of Champions, unless they find a way to add Punk to the match at SummerSlam. I don't see them doing this again. So this was it. This was the final showdown here, the final face-off between these two. Not what I was expecting. Certainly not enough to save this show. This show was a whopping thumbs down. And that's what that really good tag team match with Andrade and Phoenix against DIY. This was a big thumbs down show for me. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't like this show. But fear not, because 2 hour SmackDowns are on the way. 2 hours does not make the show magically great, but it is a good first step. And the rest of it is going to be on Triple H. So coming out of Night of Champions, the build now begins in earnest for SummerSlam. I know we have Saturday night's main event before that, but really the build for SummerSlam begins this Monday. And we'll see what Triple H and his crew come up with as far, because it's 2 nights this year. Remember, 2 nights SummerSlam for the first time ever. They have to build this up like it is the WrestleMania of the summer. We will know after tomorrow who will be challenging for the WWE Championship. We will know who will be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. Right? I mean, it all depends on, well, I guess it's Cody and Randy, so it's going to be for the WWE Championship, because you're not allowed, it's not like the Rumble where you can choose the champion that you wrestle. So we will know after this weekend who John Cena will be defending against at SummerSlam. Let's run through this card here. As of this moment, they did not announce any real or any new matches for Night of Champions. It's pretty full as it is. I mean, we got 6, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 6 matches already. So they weren't adding anything to the show tomorrow. Here's the card. Night of Champions. Again, I'll be live on YouTube right after the show. So figure probably 4:30ish. I'll be on YouTube tomorrow like I was here today. Sami Zayn against Karrion Kross. Sami's going to get a big reaction when he comes out tomorrow. I don't see Sami losing this one. Right? He lost to Randy last week. Don't see him losing to Karrion Kross. Good for Kross, though, getting a match on a PLE. It may be the only one he gets. Hopefully not. But I'm going with Sami Zayn. Rhea Ripley against Raquel Rodriguez. This will be a street fight. Rhea is going to pull out the win here. Jacob Fatu defends the United States Championship against Solo Sikoa. This will be a match where I do believe we get the debut of Hikuleo, or whatever name they're going to use for him. I think Solo is going to get a new heavy to add to his stable. I think he's going to win the U.S. title. And I think Jacob is going to have to chase to get it back. That's what I think. He's going to have to go through Hikuleo. He's going to have to go through JC Mateo. And eventually he'll be able to get his hands back on Solo. Maybe that's SummerSlam. It almost feels too soon, though, if you do that story. Maybe it'll be at SummerSlam, though. We'll see. Asuka and Jade Cargill, the finals of the Queen of the Ring. I'm going with Jade. I'd love to see Asuka win it. I think we're going to get Asuka and Io regardless. Jade Cargill is going to win Queen of the Ring. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton didn't get their television time tonight in the ring for their big promo segment, but they will get plenty of time in the ring tomorrow. They will be in the King of the Ring final. This is a match I've been waiting for a while, since Cody came back to the company. We're going to get it first of what I think will be several. It's the first match that you can use here to kick off what will be a longer-term feud between these two. I don't see Randy Orton winning this match. I cannot see it. The match has been done. Orton had his match in St. Louis with Cena. It's over. He's not going to SummerSlam to wrestle for this championship. I just can't see it. He's going to lose King of the Ring 2 years in a row. Cody Rhodes is going to win. That's how he gets his rematch with John Cena, who is in the main event, defending the WWE Championship against CM Punk. Anybody can bring John Cena to the best match that he has had yet since coming back. It is CM Punk. If anybody can bring the best out of this man in the ring, whatever he's got left in him, it is CM Punk. I'm expecting them to go out there and have one last memorable match. I don't want to use that word classic because I don't want to go into this thinking that we're going to get what we got from them in 2013 or what we got from them in 2011. They're both a lot older. It's a different time now. Cena will do what he can do. I'm trying to temper my expectations, but I truly do believe that if you were to put John Cena in the ring with anybody on this roster, who is going to give him the best possible match? It is CM Punk. You throw in a red-hot crowd, which I think this match will have, and it has the makings of what should be something special. But John Cena is not losing his title in Saudi. He's not losing his title in Saudi, and I'm not expecting there to be a Seth Rollins Money in the Bank cash-in. I will say this, though. If Seth Rollins tries to cash in his Money in the Bank, I think it's foiled by Roman Reigns. I don't know that it's going to happen on this show tomorrow, but if it does, I don't think it'll be successful. But John Cena will still be the champ. And that's your lineup. Let's check this Twitter poll, shall we? Let's see. What did you think of SmackDown from Riyadh? 64. Now, not everybody has watched the show yet, so these are from the people that have actually watched. 64.4% thumbs up, 35.6% thumbs down. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I didn't think this was a thumbs up show.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I'm gonna have to end the video. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Hit that like button, leave a comment. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. I'll see y'all later.